Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Journey Conversation. I am very happy that you are here today. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy this channel, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps the channel grow and reach more learners around the world. My name is Sarah, and today we are starting something very special. This is a deep listening practice podcast. In this podcast, we will talk about an important topic in the modern world. That topic is artificial intelligence, often called AI. Artificial intelligence is becoming more and more common in our daily lives, and many people are curious about it. Some people feel excited about AI, while others feel confused or even worried. In this podcast, we will explore AI in a calm and simple way so everyone can understand it. While we talk about artificial intelligence, you will also improve your English. This podcast is designed to help you practice listening, learn new vocabulary, and get used to natural spoken English. You will hear English that is clear, slow, and easy to follow. This makes it perfect for learners who want to feel more confident when listening to English in real life. This podcast is helpful for learners at the B1 level. If you can already understand the main ideas of clear and simple English, this podcast will help you improve even more. It is also useful for learners who are preparing for English exams like IELTS, TOEFL, or other international tests. By listening regularly, you can train your ear, improve your understanding, and feel more comfortable with English. Now, let us start with a simple question. What is artificial intelligence? The words may sound difficult or technical, but the idea is actually simple. Artificial intelligence means machines or computer systems that can do tasks that usually need human intelligence. These tasks include understanding language, recognizing voices, learning from information, and making decisions. If this still sounds unclear, do not worry. In this podcast, I will give many easy examples. You will see that AI is not only something used by scientists in labs. It is already part of your everyday life. For example, think about your morning routine. You wake up and the first thing you may do is check your phone. Many of the apps on your phone use artificial intelligence to work better and faster for you. Throughout this podcast, we will explore these examples step by step. You will learn about the world, understand artificial intelligence better, and at the same time, grow your English skills in a relaxed and enjoyable way. When you open your phone, there is a very high chance that artificial intelligence is already working in the background. You may not notice it, but AI is helping your phone work in smart ways. For example, many phones now use face recognition to unlock the screen. This is a clear example of artificial intelligence. The phone has learned what your face looks like. It compares your face to the saved image and then decides if it is really you. This process happens very fast, and it feels normal to us today. Another common example is when you talk to a digital assistant. You might ask Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant about the weather, the time, or directions. The assistant listens to your voice, understands your question, searches for the correct information, and answers you with a natural-sounding voice. This is also artificial intelligence at work. The system is recognizing speech, understanding language, and responding in a helpful way. What is interesting is how natural all of this feels. We speak to our phones almost like we speak to another person. But not very long ago, this idea seemed impossible. Talking to a machine and getting a clear answer felt like something from a science fiction movie. Today, it is part of everyday life. This shows how quickly artificial intelligence has become normal and accepted. Another important example of AI is social media. When you scroll through apps like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook, the posts you see are not random. Artificial intelligence systems choose what appears on your screen. These systems watch what you like, what you watch, how long you stay on a video, and what you ignore. Then the AI tries to predict what you might enjoy next. This is why you may feel that the app understands you very well. You might plan to watch for 5 minutes, but you end up watching for 1 hour. The AI keeps showing content that matches your interests. This can be entertaining and fun, but it is also important to understand how powerful this technology is. Artificial intelligence shapes the information, news, and entertainment you see every day. Because this is an English listening practice podcast, I want you to focus on more than just the ideas. Pay attention to how the sentences flow, how words connect, and how ideas are repeated in different ways. This will help your listening skills grow. For example, when we say that AI systems learn from data, we can also say that artificial intelligence uses information and experience to get better over time. These different expressions mean the same thing, and hearing them will help you understand English more naturally. By listening carefully, you are learning about artificial intelligence and improving your English at the same time. Another simple way to explain this idea is to say that artificial intelligence becomes better by looking at many examples. These different explanations are helpful because they allow you to understand the meaning more deeply and give you more flexibility with English. Hearing the same idea in different ways helps your brain remember it and use it more naturally. Now, let us return to daily life and think beyond your phone. Imagine that you are driving a car or riding in a taxi. Many modern vehicles use artificial intelligence, even if we do not always notice it. For example, navigation apps like Google Maps or Waze use AI to find the fastest route. These apps look at real-time traffic information. They analyze where cars are moving slowly and where traffic jams are forming. Then they suggest a better road or a different direction. Sometimes these apps even suggest leaving earlier or later to avoid heavy traffic. This is artificial intelligence making predictions based on data. Some newer cars also include AI-powered driver assistance systems. These systems can warn the driver if another car is too close, help keep the car in its lane, or automatically stop the car if there is an obstacle ahead. All of this helps make driving safer and easier. What is important to understand is that even when you do not think about artificial intelligence, it is still helping you in small and invisible ways. It quietly supports your daily activities without asking for attention. Now let us think about online shopping. When you visit websites like Amazon or eBay, you often see messages such as, "You might also like this," or "Customers who bought this also bought that." These suggestions are created by AI systems. They are not random guesses. The systems study the behavior of many customers. They look at what people search for, what they buy, and what they look at for a long time. Then the AI predicts what you might be interested in. Sometimes these suggestions are so accurate that they feel surprising, almost like the website knows your thoughts. But this is not magic. It is machine learning, which is a type of artificial intelligence. Machine learning works by studying large amounts of data and finding patterns to make smart recommendations. One very important thing to remember is that artificial intelligence is not only about robots or futuristic machines. It is mostly about intelligent software working quietly in the background. This software shapes our experiences in health, work, entertainment, education, and simple daily routines. For example, think about music and movies. When you open Netflix or Spotify, the shows, movies, songs, or playlists that appear on your screen are chosen by AI. The system learns what you enjoy and then suggests similar content. This makes your experience more personal and enjoyable, even though you may not realize how much AI is involved. Through these examples, we can see that artificial intelligence is already a natural part of everyday life. These systems look at what you watched or listened to in the past. Then they compare your choices with the choices of millions of other users. Based on this comparison, they suggest something similar that you might enjoy. This creates a personal experience. Even though many people use the same app, each person sees different recommendations. The platform feels more personal because artificial intelligence adjusts it to each user. Now, let us pause for a moment and think about language again. While I explain these ideas, I want you to notice some important vocabulary words. These words include algorithm, recommendation, recognition, prediction, and machine learning. These terms may sound technical at first, and that is completely okay. You do not need to memorize them immediately. Just listen carefully. When you hear these words again and again in different situations, they will slowly become familiar and easier to understand. Let me explain one of these words in a simple way. An algorithm is just a set of rules or steps that a computer follows to solve a problem. So, when we say that an AI algorithm recommends a video, it simply means that a computer program is following steps to decide which video to show you. It is not thinking like a human. It is following instructions and using data to make a choice. So far, we have talked about artificial intelligence in phones, cars, online shopping, and entertainment. Now I want to focus on another very important area: communication. At this moment, you are listening to me speak in English. If English is not your first language, artificial intelligence may already be helping you learn and understand. For example, translation tools like Google Translate use artificial intelligence. When you type a sentence in your own language and receive an English translation, the system is using advanced AI models. These models have studied millions of sentences in many languages. They learn patterns, meanings, and structures. This helps the system produce translations that sound more natural. These translations are not perfect, but they are much better than older systems. And they continue to improve over time as the AI learns from more data. Another example is real-time transcription. When speech is turned into text instantly, AI is doing the work behind the scenes. Think about subtitles on YouTube videos. When you click on automatic captions, the system listens to the speaker, understands the words, and changes the speech into written text. This happens very quickly. This technology helps people who are learning a new language. It also helps people who have hearing difficulties. Because of AI, more people around the world can access information, education, and entertainment. Once again, we can see that artificial intelligence is not something far away or futuristic. It is already part of communication, language learning, and everyday understanding. It quietly supports us while we study, listen, and connect with the world. Artificial intelligence is not something far away or only part of the future. It is already involved in your learning and daily activities. Most of the time, AI is invisible because it works quietly inside apps, devices, and online services. We do not always notice it, but once you begin to pay attention, you start to see artificial intelligence everywhere. For example, imagine you are writing an email. Your email app may suggest the next word or sentence for you. That is artificial intelligence. Or think about texting on your phone. When predictive text finishes your sentence or suggests the next word, AI is helping you. Another example is your photo gallery. Your phone can recognize faces and group photos by the same person. This is also artificial intelligence working in the background. These small features may seem simple, but they make daily tasks faster and easier. At the same time, they also raise important questions. How much does technology know about us? How much information are we sharing? As we continue this podcast, I want you to think about both sides of artificial intelligence. There is the convenience and comfort it brings, and there are also concerns that we should understand. Both sides are important. In this first part of our journey, the main goal is awareness. We want to open our eyes to the many everyday ways artificial intelligence is already present in our lives, often without us realizing it. Now, let me slow down for a moment. I know that many of you are listening not only to learn about artificial intelligence, but also to improve your English listening skills. One useful technique you can try is called shadowing. Shadowing means repeating what you hear almost at the same time, like an echo. For example, if I say, AI helps us in daily life, you softly repeat, AI helps us in daily life. This technique is very helpful. It improves pronunciation, rhythm, and memory. It also helps you feel more confident when speaking English. You can practice shadowing with simple sentences like, AI recommends videos or AI understands speech. These short sentences are easy to repeat and very effective for practice. Another helpful tip is to focus on intonation. Intonation is the rise and fall of the voice when we speak. English is not only about words and grammar. It is also about sound and music. When we ask a question, the voice usually goes up. When we finish a statement, the voice goes down. By listening carefully to how the voice moves, you can understand English more naturally and speak more clearly. By practicing these listening strategies, you are not only learning about artificial intelligence, but also building stronger English skills step by step. These speaking patterns and listening habits will make your understanding of English smoother and more natural over time. Now, as we come to the end of the first part of this podcast, let us take a moment to review what we have discussed so far. First, we talked about what artificial intelligence means in simple and everyday words. We learned that AI is not a mysterious or distant technology. It is something that already exists in our daily lives. We looked at many clear examples, such as smartphones, digital assistants, navigation apps, online shopping websites, social media platforms, and entertainment services like music and movie apps. All of these use artificial intelligence to make our experiences faster, easier, and more personal. We also explored how AI supports communication and learning. We talked about translation tools and subtitles, which help people understand content in different languages. These tools make learning, studying, and connecting with others much easier. We also reflected on how artificial intelligence is often invisible. It works quietly in the background, helping us without asking for attention. At the same time, this podcast is about improving your English listening skills. That is why I shared some helpful strategies with you. We talked about paying attention to important vocabulary, practicing shadowing by repeating sentences, and noticing intonation, which is the rise and fall of the voice. These techniques help you listen more effectively and speak more confidently. In the next part of our journey, we are going to focus on something very close to you as an English learner: communication. Communication is one of the most important human needs. It is how we connect with others, share ideas, express feelings, and build relationships. Artificial intelligence is quietly but strongly changing how we communicate every day. When we talk about communication, we do not mean only face-to-face conversations with friends. Communication also includes texting, emailing, translating, writing, and learning new languages. All of these are ways humans connect with each other, and artificial intelligence is influencing each of them in different ways. Let's explore this idea through a simple story. Imagine you want to communicate with someone who does not speak your language. Maybe you are traveling in another country, or maybe you meet someone online from a different culture. In the past, this situation was very difficult. People often carried small dictionaries. They used basic words, pointed at objects, and smiled a lot to communicate. Today, the situation is very different. You can take out your phone, open a translation app like Google Translate or Microsoft Translator, and instantly type or even speak your message. The app listens, understands a meaning, and translates it into another language. This happens in seconds. Because of artificial intelligence, language barriers are becoming smaller, and communication between people from different parts of the world is becoming easier and more natural. This is just one more example of how AI is shaping modern communication in powerful but quiet ways. You can speak or type a sentence in your own language, and the app will translate it into the other person's language. Sometimes it will even read the translation aloud. This is artificial intelligence working in real time. Because of this technology, communication across different languages has become faster and easier than ever before. Many of you may already use these tools, and you may know that they are not perfect. Sometimes the translation sounds strange or unnatural. Other times, it does not fully capture the real meaning of the sentence. This happens because language is very complex. It includes culture, emotions, humor, and expressions that are difficult to translate exactly. However, there is something very important to understand. AI translation has improved greatly in just a few years. This improvement happened because modern systems use deep learning and neural networks. In simple terms, this means the computer tries to understand language more like a human brain. Instead of translating word by word, it looks at patterns, context, and meaning. Let's look at a simple example. If you write the sentence, "It's raining cats and dogs," the AI should not imagine animals falling from the sky. It should understand that this is an English idiom. The real meaning is that it is raining very heavily. Older translation systems often made mistakes with expressions like this. But modern AI is much better because it has learned from millions of real sentences used by real people. This improvement is very helpful for you as a language learner. It means you can use AI translation not only for basic communication while traveling, but also as a learning tool. For example, if you are reading a difficult English article, you can highlight a sentence and see the translation in your own language. Then you can compare the translation with the original English sentence. This helps you notice how ideas are expressed differently in English. Some students also use AI-powered language learning apps. These apps can listen to your pronunciation and give feedback. They may tell you if a sound is too strong, too weak, or unclear. This kind of feedback is very useful because it helps you improve step by step. In the past, teachers did not always have the time or tools to give this level of personal feedback to every student. With artificial intelligence, learners can now practice speaking, listening, and understanding at any time. AI does not replace teachers, but it supports learning and gives students more chances to improve. Once again, we can see how artificial intelligence is becoming a quiet partner in communication and language learning, helping people connect and grow with more confidence. In the past, teachers could not always give this kind of personal feedback to every student. But today, artificial intelligence can provide individual feedback anytime. This is one of the big advantages of AI in learning. However, AI is not only useful for translation or pronunciation practice. It also supports communication in many everyday digital tools that we use all the time. For example, have you ever noticed that when you write an email in Gmail, the system sometimes suggests the next words for you? It may suggest phrases like, "Thank you for your message," or "I hope you're doing well." This is artificial intelligence predicting what you might want to say. It does this by studying common writing patterns from millions of emails. The same thing happens when you send messages on apps like WhatsApp or other chat platforms. Your phone may suggest short replies such as "sure, okay," or "see you soon." These suggestions are helpful because they save time. But they also change the way we communicate. Since many people use the same suggested phrases, communication can become faster, but sometimes less personal or less creative. Now, let us connect this idea to English learning. If you depend too much on AI to finish your sentences, you may miss chances to practice writing on your own. Writing your own messages helps you think, choose words, and express ideas more clearly. So, it is important to find a balance. AI can help you, but it should not replace your own effort. At the same time, AI suggestions can be useful for learning. Many of the phrases suggested by AI are very common and natural in English. By paying attention to them, you can learn how native speakers often express ideas. The next time your phone suggests a phrase, do not just click it quickly. Read it carefully and ask yourself, is this a phrase I can use in other situations? In this way, AI becomes not only a tool for convenience, but also a quiet teacher helping you build vocabulary. Another interesting area of artificial intelligence in communication is speech recognition. Think about dictation tools that turn your spoken words into written text. You may have used this feature while driving when you could not type, or when you wanted to write something quickly by speaking. This technology listens to your voice, recognizes the words, and changes them into sentences on the screen. Speech recognition works because AI models are trained on thousands and even millions of hours of human speech. They learn different accents, speeds, and pronunciation styles. Because of this, they continue to improve over time. This technology helps many people, including language learners, busy professionals, and people with physical difficulties. Through all these examples, we can see that artificial intelligence is deeply connected to modern communication. It helps us write, speak, listen, and learn more easily. When used carefully and thoughtfully, AI can support your English learning and help you communicate with more confidence in your daily life. Speech recognition has improved a lot. The accuracy is now so high that some people use it to write full documents or emails. You can simply speak, and the system will type your words for you. For language learners, this is also a very useful practice tool. You can speak in English and see if the system understands you correctly. If the AI misunderstands your words, it may be a sign that your pronunciation needs a little improvement. In this way, AI is not only a communication tool, but also a mirror that shows how clear your speech is. Now, let us talk about video communication. Many of us use Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet for online classes, work meetings, or family calls. AI is deeply integrated into these platforms. For example, many video call tools offer auto-generated subtitles. These subtitles are created using AI speech recognition. This means the system listens to the conversation and converts the speech into text in real time. Another helpful AI feature is noise cancellation. This technology listens to your audio and tries to remove unwanted sounds such as keyboard typing, barking dogs, or street noise. It keeps your voice clear and easy to hear. These features make online communication smoother and more comfortable. They have become especially important since remote work and online learning have become very common in recent years. Now, let us talk about chatbots. You have probably visited a website and seen a small chat window appear with a message like, "Hello, how can I help you?" When you type a question, the chatbot answers instantly. These are AI systems designed to simulate a conversation. They are becoming very advanced, and sometimes it is hard to tell if you are talking to a real person or a machine, especially in short chats. Most chatbots are used for customer service. They help people find answers quickly, even at night or during holidays. But chatbots also represent a new way of communicating with technology. Some learners even practice English by chatting with bots. This gives them unlimited conversation practice. Even though the chat may not be as rich or deep as a conversation with a real person, it still helps build confidence and fluency. At this point, I want you to notice something important. Artificial intelligence in communication is like an invisible helper. It is not always obvious, but it is present in many parts of our digital lives. AI helps us speak, write, listen, and connect with others. It makes communication faster, easier, and sometimes more accurate. But it is also important to remember that AI is not perfect. It can make mistakes, especially with accents, slang, or complicated expressions. That is why we should use it as a helpful tool, not as a replacement for real human interaction. Overall, AI is changing communication quietly but powerfully. It is helping us connect across languages, improve learning, and communicate more efficiently. As we continue the podcast, we will explore more ways AI affects our lives and how we can use it wisely in our English learning journey. AI in communication is like an invisible helper that is always nearby. It is ready to translate, suggest, correct, or explain things for us. This is amazing, but it also makes us think about an important question. Does AI make us better communicators, or does it make us more dependent on technology? On one hand, AI helps us break language barriers. It makes writing faster and easier. It also helps us speak more clearly and understand others better. These are all positive changes. But on the other hand, if we rely too much on AI to write messages, translate our thoughts, or speak for us, we may stop practicing the real skills we need. This is similar to using a calculator for every math problem. A calculator is correct, but if you never practice doing math yourself, your skills may become weaker over time. So, what should you do as an English learner? My advice is to use AI as a helpful friend, not as a replacement for your own effort. For example, you can write a short paragraph in English and then check it using an AI grammar tool. This is a great way to learn because you can see your mistakes and improve. But if you always let AI write the whole text for you, you will not really learn anything. Balance is the key. Now, let us think about how AI communication tools are changing global culture. Before AI translation, people were often limited to communicating within their own language groups. If you did not speak another language, you could only talk to people who spoke your language. But now, international friendships, business relationships, and global collaborations are easier. You can have a video call with someone from another continent. Each person can speak in their own language, and AI subtitles can translate in real time. This means language is no longer as big a barrier as before. However, this also means that English, which has been the global language of communication for many years, now shares the stage with AI tools. AI is making all languages more accessible. For English learners, this is both a challenge and an opportunity. You may not need English as urgently as before to communicate across borders. But learning English still gives you deeper access to culture, meaning, and direct connection with people without relying on a machine. English is still valuable because it allows you to understand content directly. You can enjoy books, movies, and ideas without translation. You can also communicate more naturally and build stronger relationships. AI tools can help, but they cannot fully replace the experience of learning a language and connecting with others in a real, human way. So, as you continue your English journey, remember that AI is a tool. Use it wisely. Use it to support your learning, but not to replace your practice. Keep practicing speaking, writing, listening, and reading. AI can help you improve, but your own effort is what makes you truly fluent. Another important thing to think about is emotion in communication. Artificial intelligence is very good at understanding words, but it is still learning how to understand feelings. For example, if you send a message that says, "I'm fine," a human friend can often understand more than the words. They can guess from your tone, your situation, or your body language if you are really fine or if you are feeling sad or upset. AI systems sometimes miss this emotional meaning because they only focus on the words. Some advanced AI systems are trying to understand emotions by analyzing voice tone, facial expressions, or the words people choose. But this area is still developing and not perfect. This shows us that communication is more than just words. It also includes empathy, understanding, and emotional connection. And these are things that humans still do best. Now, as we finish the second part of our journey, let us quickly review what we covered. We explored AI in translation apps, predictive text, email suggestions, speech recognition, video call tools, and chatbots. We talked about how these tools make communication easier and faster. At the same time, we raised important questions about whether people are becoming too dependent on AI. We also discussed how AI helps language learners. It can help with pronunciation, feedback, translation, and practice. But we also emphasized why it is important to continue practicing without relying too much on machines. Real learning happens when you use your own brain, speak with real people, and practice regularly. Finally, we looked at the cultural and emotional side of AI communication. We noticed both its power and its limitations. AI can connect people across the world, but it still struggles to fully understand feelings and emotions. In the first part of this podcast, we talked about how AI appears in your daily life, from phones to shopping and entertainment. In the second part, we looked closely at communication, translation, and language learning. We discovered how AI is helping people connect with others across the world in new ways. Now, in this third part, I want to guide you into a new area that is exciting but also a little worrying. That area is the world of work. How is artificial intelligence changing jobs? How is it helping people become more productive? And what could it mean for the future of employment? These are important questions because work is not only about money. Work is also about identity, purpose, and daily routine. In the next part of this podcast, we will explore how AI is affecting different jobs, how it can support workers, and what skills will be most important in the future. We will also talk about the possible challenges, such as job changes and new responsibilities. By understanding these ideas, you can better prepare for the future and think about how to use AI wisely in your own career. When technology changes work, it also changes society. Work is a big part of our daily lives. It gives people money, purpose, and identity. So when AI changes jobs, it changes many things in the world. Let us start with a simple example. Imagine you work in an office, and every day you have to answer many emails. Some emails are easy. For example, someone may ask for your phone number or request a copy of a document. Other emails are long and complicated. They require careful thinking and a clear response. In the past, you would spend hours writing, checking, and correcting these messages. Today, many people use AI writing assistants like Grammarly or built-in tools in Gmail. These tools check your grammar, suggest better sentences, and sometimes even write full drafts for you. This means you can answer faster and make fewer mistakes. For people who are not native English speakers, this is especially helpful. AI can help you sound more professional and natural in your writing. This is one way AI is saving time and improving communication at work. Now, let us move from emails to bigger tasks. Think about research. Suppose you are a student or a worker who needs information quickly. In the past, you would search through books, articles, or websites for hours. Now, AI-powered search engines can help. They not only give you links, but they can also summarize the main points. Some tools can even create an outline for a report. This is very powerful because it allows people to focus more on creative thinking and decision-making instead of spending all their time collecting data. But this raises an important question. If AI can collect and summarize information so well, will people stop learning how to research? This is why balance is important. AI can give you a quick overview, but deep understanding still requires your own effort. You need to analyze information, check sources, and think critically. AI can help, but it cannot replace human thinking. Now, let us talk about how AI is changing specific jobs. In medicine, for example, doctors are using AI to look at X-rays and scans. AI can help detect problems like cancer or broken bones. The AI system can sometimes find details that are hard for humans to see. This can help doctors make faster and more accurate diagnoses. However, AI does not replace doctors. It supports them. The doctor still makes the final decision based on experience, knowledge, and human judgment. This example shows how AI can support professionals in many fields. It can help people do their jobs better and faster. It can also reduce mistakes and improve outcomes. But it also means that workers must learn new skills. They need to know how to use AI tools, understand the results, and make smart decisions based on the information. In the next part of this podcast, we will continue exploring how AI affects different professions, how it changes the nature of work, and what skills will be most important in the future. We will also talk about the possible challenges, such as job changes, ethical issues, and how people can prepare for the future. AI is helping professionals in many fields. For example, in medicine, AI systems can analyze X-rays and scans. These systems have been trained on thousands of images. Because of this training, they can sometimes notice details that the human eye might miss. This does not mean that doctors will be replaced. Instead, AI works as an assistant that helps doctors make more accurate diagnoses. The doctor still makes the final decision, but AI supports them by providing helpful information. In law, lawyers are using AI to read large amounts of legal documents. AI can quickly find the most important points, saving time and effort. In finance, AI is used to detect fraud by noticing unusual patterns in transactions. In agriculture, farmers use AI to predict weather, check soil quality, and even guide robots that harvest crops. Across many industries, AI is not only present, but it is becoming an essential tool. However, with every change, there are challenges. Many people worry that AI will take away jobs. For example, if a company uses a chatbot to answer customer questions, will they still need human customer service agents? If AI can write a report, will companies still hire junior employees to do that work? These concerns are real, and we are already seeing some jobs change or disappear because of AI. At the same time, new jobs are also appearing. Someone must train the AI, maintain it, and make sure it is fair and accurate. These new roles did not exist 20 years ago, but now they are very important. Think about the history of technology. When cars were invented, many people who worked with horses lost their jobs. But new jobs appeared in factories, mechanics, and transportation. When computers became common, many typing and filing jobs disappeared, but new roles in programming, design, and IT support appeared. The same pattern is happening with AI. Some routine jobs may decrease, but new opportunities are growing in AI development, data analysis, ethics, and creative industries. So the real question is not whether AI will take all jobs, but how we can prepare for the new types of work that AI is creating. Now, let us connect this back to you as an English learner. AI is changing work, but it also creates new possibilities for learning and growth. In the future, many jobs will require good communication skills, critical thinking, and creativity. These skills are not easily replaced by machines. That means learning English is still very important. Strong English skills can help you work in international teams, communicate with clients, and access global information. Also, AI can help you improve your English. It can assist with writing, speaking, and understanding. But it should be used as a tool, not a replacement for learning. To prepare for the future, you should focus on developing skills that machines cannot easily copy. These skills include empathy, problem-solving, leadership, and creativity. English is a key part of this development because it helps you connect with people and share ideas clearly. In the next part of this podcast, we will talk more about the future of work and the skills you need to stay strong in a world where AI is growing. We will explore how you can use AI wisely and how you can prepare for a future that is both exciting and uncertain. One of the most important skills for the future job market will be communication, creativity, and problem-solving. Artificial intelligence is very good at following instructions, analyzing data, and predicting outcomes. But it is not as strong at creativity, imagination, or emotional intelligence. These are the human qualities that machines cannot fully replace. For example, AI can write a poem, but often the poem feels mechanical. It may sound correct, but it may not have deep emotions like a human poet would express. AI can answer questions in a meeting, but it does not have the personal touch of a leader who motivates a team. A leader can understand people, encourage them, and build trust. AI cannot do this in the same way. This means that your ability to think creatively, work well with others, and express yourself clearly in English will still be very valuable. In fact, as AI takes over routine tasks, human workers will spend more time on tasks that require these human qualities. This is good news for learners because it means that strong English skills and creative thinking will continue to be important in the future. Now, let us look at productivity tools. Many offices today use AI project management systems that help teams organize tasks, set deadlines, and even predict which projects might be late. These tools analyze the progress of different tasks and alert managers when something needs attention. This saves time and reduces mistakes. It also helps teams work more smoothly and efficiently. Some companies also use AI scheduling assistants. These tools automatically find the best time for meetings by checking everyone's calendars and time zones. Imagine how much time this saves compared to sending many emails back and forth to find a suitable time. AI scheduling tools can do this in seconds. Here is another interesting example: AI and creativity at work. Designers use AI tools that can generate images, logos, or layouts. Musicians use AI programs that can create background music. Writers use AI to brainstorm ideas for stories. Instead of replacing creativity, these tools act like partners, giving suggestions and inspiration. For example, a graphic designer might ask AI to show 10 possible logo ideas. The designer can then choose one idea and improve it by hand. This combination of AI speed and human creativity often produces excellent results. AI helps people start faster and explore more ideas, while humans add emotion, meaning, and personal style. Of course, we also need to be careful. AI can be helpful, but it can also be used in wrong ways. It is important to use AI responsibly and ethically. People must check the information, verify facts, and make sure the work is accurate. Humans must still make the final decisions. In the next part of the podcast, we will talk more about the challenges and responsibilities of using AI at work. We will explore how people can learn the skills needed for the future and how they can use AI to support their goals without losing their own creativity and independence. Now, we need to think about fairness at work. AI systems are sometimes used to make important decisions in the workplace. For example, some companies use AI to scan job applications and choose which candidates should go to the interview stage. This saves time for the company, but it also raises important concerns about fairness. If the AI has learned from old data that contains unfair patterns, it may repeat those patterns. For instance, if past hiring decisions were biased, the AI may continue to favor certain groups and reject others. This means good candidates might be rejected unfairly. That is why humans must always supervise AI decisions. People must check the results, make sure the process is fair, and correct any mistakes. As you can see, the workplace today and in the future will be full of AI systems. But AI will not completely replace humans. Instead, humans and AI will work together. Each brings different strengths to the table. Humans bring creativity, empathy, and judgment. AI brings speed, memory, and calculation. When humans and AI work together, they can achieve a new kind of productivity that neither could reach alone. Now, let us slow down for a moment and review some useful vocabulary you heard in this section. These words are important not only for understanding AI, but also for general English in work and study. First, productivity. Productivity means how much work you can do in a certain amount of time. It is about efficiency and output. Next, diagnosis. Diagnosis is when a doctor identifies a medical condition, such as a disease or a problem in the body. Then fraud. Fraud means dishonest or illegal activity, usually related to money. Next, bias. Bias means unfair preference or prejudice. It is when someone treats a person or group unfairly based on certain factors. Finally, creativity. Creativity is the ability to make new and original ideas. These words are useful for many topics, not only AI. To remember new vocabulary better, you can use a simple listening practice technique. When you hear a new word, try to imagine it in a sentence of your own. For example, if you hear the word bias, you can create a sentence like this. The teacher showed bias by giving better marks to her favorite students. When you connect the new word to your own life, it becomes easier to remember and use. Now, let us summarize what we covered in this third part of the podcast. We talked about how AI is changing daily work tasks like emails, research, and productivity tools. We discussed how AI supports professionals in medicine, law, finance, and agriculture. We also talked about the concerns that come with AI, especially job changes and fairness. We learned that AI can save time and improve results, but humans must supervise AI to make sure decisions are fair and ethical. In the next part of the podcast, we will continue exploring the future of AI and how you can prepare for it. We will look at the skills that will be most important and how you can use AI wisely in your learning and career. Remember, AI is a tool. It can support you, but your own effort and human skills are what will make the real difference. Now, let us quickly review what we talked about in the third part of this podcast. We discussed how artificial intelligence is changing work and productivity. We looked at everyday tasks like answering emails, doing research, and scheduling meetings. We also saw examples from different professions, such as medicine, law, finance, and agriculture. We talked about the fear that AI might take jobs, but we also discussed how new roles are being created. We explored productivity tools and AI support for creativity. And we reflected on the importance of human skills like creativity, empathy, and communication. As we move forward, I want you to think about your own future career. How might AI influence it? What skills do you want to develop to stay valuable in a world where machines are becoming more intelligent? Remember, learning English is already a powerful step because it connects you to global knowledge and opportunities. If you combine English with creativity and critical thinking, you'll be ready for whatever the future brings. We have already looked at how AI touches your daily life in small but important ways. We discussed how it changes communication and language learning. We also explored its role in work and productivity. Now, in this fourth part, we're going to focus on 3 areas that are extremely important for every person: healthcare, transportation, and safety. These areas show that AI is not only about convenience or efficiency. AI is also about saving lives, protecting people, and shaping the way we live in a deeper and more meaningful way. Let us begin with healthcare because health is one of the most essential things for any human being. No matter who you are or where you live, staying healthy and getting the right treatment when you are sick is very important. Artificial intelligence is becoming more and more important in this field. For example, AI can help doctors diagnose diseases by looking at medical images like X-rays, CT scans, or MRI scans. The computer can compare the image with millions of other images in its memory and detect tiny details that a human eye might miss. Imagine a small tumor just beginning to grow that is almost invisible to the human eye. AI might notice it early, which could save a person's life. This is one of the most powerful ways AI can support healthcare. AI is also used to predict illnesses before they become serious. For example, by studying patterns in a patient's health records, AI can predict if a person is at risk of developing a disease. This allows doctors to take action early. early treatment can make a huge difference in recovery and long-term health. In addition, AI can help doctors create personalized treatment plans. Every person is different, and the same treatment may not work for everyone. AI can analyze a patient's history, genetics, and other data to suggest the best treatment option. This helps doctors make more accurate decisions. In the next part, we will continue exploring how AI is changing transportation and safety. These areas show how AI is not just a tool for convenience, but also a powerful force that can protect people and improve the quality of life for everyone. An AI system trained on thousands of cancer images can recognize a tumor that is almost invisible to the human eye. It can alert the doctor much earlier than before. This kind of early detection can save lives because many diseases are easier to treat when they are discovered at the beginning. Finding a problem early gives doctors a better chance to help the patient recover. AI is also used to predict diseases before they even happen. For example, by analyzing data such as blood tests, lifestyle information, and genetic details, AI can identify if someone is at high risk of developing diabetes or heart disease in the future. This means doctors can give advice early. They can suggest lifestyle changes, exercise, or medicine to prevent the illness from becoming serious. In this way, AI is not only about curing sickness but also about prevention. Prevention is even more powerful because it helps people stay healthy and avoid serious problems. Another fascinating use of AI in healthcare is personalized medicine. Everyone's body is unique, and not every medicine works the same way for every person. In the past, doctors often gave the same treatment to many patients with the same illness. But now, with AI, doctors can analyze a patient's genetic information and medical history to create a treatment plan designed just for that person. For example, in cancer treatment, AI can help decide which drug will be most effective for a specific patient. This can reduce side effects and improve the chance of recovery. This kind of personalized treatment is very important because it helps doctors give the best care for each person. Let us also think about AI in hospitals. Managing a hospital is very complex. There are thousands of patients, many medicines, schedules, and medical records. AI can help organize all of this. It can make sure the right medicine is given at the right time. It can remind doctors about patient allergies. It can even predict which hospital departments will be busiest on certain days. All of this makes the healthcare system more efficient and safer for patients. Now, let us talk about AI in everyday health. Many of you might already use a smartwatch or a fitness app on your phone. These devices count your steps, measure your heart rate, and track your sleep. They can also remind you to drink water or exercise. Some apps can even suggest healthier habits based on your daily activity. This is another example of AI helping people stay healthy. Overall, AI is changing healthcare in many ways. It helps doctors diagnose diseases, predict health risks, create personalized treatment plans, and improve hospital management. It also supports everyday health through fitness apps and smart devices. AI is not only about technology. It is about improving people's lives and helping them stay healthier. In the next part, we will move from healthcare to transportation and safety. These areas also show how AI can protect people and change the way we live. Many of you might already use a smartwatch or a fitness app on your phone. These devices count your steps, monitor your heart rate, and sometimes even measure your sleep quality. The AI inside them looks at the data and gives you advice. For example, if you have been sitting too long, it may encourage you to walk more. Some smartwatches can even detect irregular heartbeats and send an alert to your doctor. Imagine how many lives could be saved if people are warned early about a serious condition before it becomes dangerous. Now, as impressive as all this sounds, there are also challenges. One big question is what happens to all the sensitive health data that AI collects. Who has access to it? Privacy is very important in healthcare because nobody wants their personal medical history shared without permission. So while AI brings amazing benefits, we also need strong protections to make sure this information is safe and used responsibly. All right, let's move to the second area, transportation. Getting from one place to another is something we all do. Whether we walk, ride a bus, drive a car, or fly on a plane, AI is changing transportation in many ways. The most famous example is self-driving cars. These are vehicles that use cameras, sensors, and AI systems to drive without a human holding the wheel. Companies like Tesla, Waymo, and many others are working on this technology. While it is still being tested, it has already shown great potential. Imagine being able to sit in your car, relax, and let the AI drive you safely to your destination. How does this work? The car's AI constantly processes information from sensors. It checks how far the next car is, where the lane lines are, whether a pedestrian is crossing the road, and if a traffic light is turning red. Based on this information, the car makes decisions in real time. It decides when to accelerate, when to brake, and when to turn. This requires incredible speed and accuracy because even a small mistake can be dangerous. That is why companies are testing self-driving cars very carefully. They want to make sure the AI can handle many different situations, such as bad weather, road construction, or unexpected obstacles. The goal is to make driving safer. Many accidents happen because of human errors, like distraction or fatigue. AI systems do not get tired and they do not get distracted. If they work correctly, self-driving cars could reduce accidents and save lives. AI is also changing public transportation. Many cities use AI to improve buses and trains. AI can predict how many people will use a bus at certain times and then adjust the schedule. This means buses can arrive more often when many people need them. AI can also help traffic control by changing traffic light timing to reduce traffic jams. When the traffic moves smoothly, people spend less time stuck on the road and pollution is reduced. Another important transportation area is aviation. Planes already use AI systems to help pilots and improve safety. AI can monitor the condition of the airplane and predict when a part might fail. This helps prevent problems before they happen. AI also helps airports manage flights and passengers more efficiently. For example, it can predict long lines and adjust staff accordingly. However, like healthcare, transportation also raises questions. If a self-driving car causes an accident, who is responsible? Is it the company that made the car, the person who owns it, or the AI itself? These questions are not easy to answer, and governments are still creating rules for self-driving vehicles. In summary, AI is changing transportation in powerful ways. Self-driving cars, smart traffic systems, improved public transport, and aviation safety are all examples of how AI is making travel safer and easier. But we must also be careful and create strong rules to ensure these systems are safe and fair. Self-driving cars are being tested very carefully before they become common on the roads. These cars could change society in many important ways. For example, they could help elderly people or people with disabilities who cannot drive. AI cars could give them more independence and freedom to move around. Self-driving cars could also reduce accidents. Many road accidents happen because of human mistakes, like distraction, tiredness, or speeding. AI cars do not get tired or distracted, so they could make driving much safer. AI cars can also communicate with each other. This means they can share information about traffic and choose the best route. This could reduce traffic jams and make the roads flow more smoothly. But there are still challenges. One big question is about ethics or right and wrong. What happens if the AI faces a difficult decision? For example, if a car must choose between hitting one person or another, how should it decide? These are not just technical questions about computers. They are moral questions about what is fair and what is right. Society, needs to talk about these issues before self-driving cars become common. Apart from self-driving cars, AI is also improving public transportation. Some cities already use AI to control traffic lights. The lights become smarter by analyzing traffic flow and reducing waiting times. This can help cars move faster and reduce congestion. Airlines also use AI to predict delays and suggest better routes for flights. Delivery companies use AI to plan the most efficient routes for trucks. This saves fuel and reduces pollution. Even small things like apps that tell you when the next bus will arrive are powered by AI. These apps analyze data from many sources to give accurate information. Now, let's connect transportation to everyday life. Think about how much time you spend commuting or waiting for buses, trains, or sitting in traffic. AI has the potential to give you some of that time back by making transportation smoother and faster. This is a big improvement in the quality of life. It shows that AI is not only about technology, it is also about human well-being and comfort. Finally, let's explore safety, the third big area in this part. Safety means protecting people from harm, and AI is playing a growing role in this area too. For example, in cities, AI is used in security cameras to detect unusual behavior. These cameras can notice things like someone acting suspiciously or a crowd forming in a dangerous way. The AI can alert security teams so they can respond quickly. AI is also used in emergency services. For instance, some systems can predict where crimes or accidents might happen by analyzing patterns from past data. This helps police and emergency teams be prepared and respond faster. In many countries, AI helps monitor natural disasters like floods, earthquakes, and wildfires. It can analyze weather data and warn people early, giving them time to move to safer places.